Hi, folks. Sean Doolan with the law offices of Doolan, Platt, and Cetera. In recent weeks, you've heard a lot about Governor Cuomo having granted immunity to the owners and operators of nursing homes from lawsuits. I want to take a few minutes to explain to you what that actually means. Let's go back in time to March of 2020 when this pandemic really hit New York hard. At that point, Governor Cuomo issued an executive order granting immunity to the owners and operators of nursing homes. And that was a very broad-reaching immunity statute. It was unprecedented. We've only seen that in maybe one or two other states in the country. And I've never seen it in my 2 decades of practicing law. I've never even heard of such a thing, especially by executive order. Now, he followed that by slipping it into the budget. And I say slipping it into because it really went unnoticed for the most part. And that immunity, to be clear, to make sure you have an understanding of what it actually means, it covers essentially any facility that was treating COVID patients. It shields them from liability for any injury. It could be for a bed sore. They could have dropped someone from a Hoyer lift. They could have been other forms of abuse and neglect, and they would not. They would have a defense to that lawsuit if they were caring for COVID patients. And the rationale is, if there's a patient in there who's sick with COVID and they have to care for that patient, it's all hands on deck, and we can't focus on turning and repositioning and doing the other care that's necessary. Now, it was limited in scope in the sense that gross negligence wasn't covered, but I can tell you as a lawyer, I've only seen a handful, maybe I could count them on maybe one hand, the number of cases of gross negligence that have survived a motion for dismiss. So it's extremely rare. So there will be very few cases that fit under that category. The good news is that broad immunity statute was further limited in August of last year. So we're talking about from March to August, all cases in that time period are covered by this broad immunity statute. So I hope this helps to clear things up. I'm going to talk about in another video why I think the governor did this. I mean, his motive is his publicly stated reason is that he didn't want healthcare facilities to have to worry about lawsuits. He wanted them to provide the care that was necessary. But I really question that, because when you look at the actual care given, they dropped the ball when it comes to COVID. They didn't have proper infection control practices in place. So they didn't even get that right. If they had gotten COVID right, and we didn't have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of nursing home residents die of COVID, then maybe he'd have a point, but that's not what happened. So I'll talk about what I think his real motive is, and just to give you a little sense of where I'm going with it. It's all about following the money, folks. So thank you, and stay well and be safe.